Hey, Ray here. This video is in 3 parts, the introduction and 2 main parts, which address non-belief, atheism, agnosticism, whatever. And I've been looking at some global studies and statistics that show free choice secularism is becoming a significant reality across the world, and seems to be particularly well correlated with the most developed nations, the US being a notable exception. I have put in the sidebar a link to my Facebook note, which first of all includes the full script of these 3 videos, and secondly some charts which I've prepared from the data which I found on these surveys. The highest level of atheism is in Sweden, where anything from 50 to, some people estimate, 80% of the population is atheism. And there's a whole group of Northern European countries around those levels. And then all of the way over the other end of the spectrum is the United States, which has a 6% level of atheism, according to these surveys, and is the only country of the major developed countries of the world which has such a low rating. The low ratings are normally associated the low ratings are normally associated with less developed countries. Now, the response by some theists, in fact many theists, is to hammer even more strongly the word and the literal fundamentalism that scares folks away in the first place. And that will clearly have the undesirable effect of losing even more people from religion, people of all ages. And yet the message, the overall messages of Christianity, particularly those emanating from the New Testament, have such power and value in guiding society and providing meaning and purpose for this life, that I feel there has to be a way of steering clear of the horribly threatening side of religion that focuses on the afterlife. Not only is that part of Scripture unnecessary to convince us to love and do good in this life, but has become very dangerous in provoking the opposite behavior. The fear of God is no better in that respect than the fear that politicians propagate in order to start wars. From where did they get the idea? Christianity is seen by large numbers of the younger generation and by many who deconvert later in life as having done serious harm in the world, and as having been stubborn in re-evaluating ancient scriptures, laws, and guidance to reflect human evolution, social changes, and scientific evidence and discovery. Views by would-be Christians are further disturbed by the extremism observed by Islam, and noting that Islamic and Christian fundamentalism are fed from the same Old Testament. My childhood Bible is from my grandparents. It was printed in 1874. It is in Oldie English, and the print is tiny. It's quite a challenge. I recently updated and acquired a new annotated study Bible. And I noticed 3 things. First of all, readability and the indexed search is amazing. Yet some of the updated words suggest a biased emphasis of interpretation. The copious notes, which are longer than the original biblical text itself, are blatantly biased in some instances, further skewing the modern interpretation. And because these commentaries make for an easier read than the original text, there is potential risk over time that they will influence the word. The Bible is unfortunately a mixture of major good messages and highly contextual details. Interpretation is frequently in the eye of the beholder, and even more frequently in the eye of those who have translated, made it readable, and made commentary on it. Let me continue in the next two parts to explain where I want to go with this.